I'm going to share some amazing stories of saints who prayed to Vithala. And on the auspicious occasion of Ashada Ekadashi, groups and groups of people take paduka, which are like these unique chappals, which are told to be Vitthala's paduka, and they go singing bhajans and abhangs, and they walk barefoot in what is called a dindi. It's a walk, and they go all the way to Pandharpur, where they pray to their beloved Lord Vithala, who sits like this with his hands on his hips, and he has Makara Kundala. So he has Makara is fish, Kundala is earrings, and he has Pitambari Vastra, a beautiful yellow robe, and he stands like this on a stone, on a rock, with his beloved wife Rukmini. Why he stands on the stone is your research project. You have to find out. Okay, that's another brilliant story. So these are, these singers and players of musical instruments. They are also called the Varkari tribe, and they all go and celebrate and sing. And from all over India, people go to Pandharpur on this auspicious day, and they reach on Ashada Ekadashi. Very, very lovely day. So I'm going to tell you about some amazing saints who love Vithala so much that some of them thought of him as their friend, some as their father, some as their enemy. Still, Vithala showered them with so much affection. Okay, the first story is that of Sant Tukaram. Tukaram was also called Tuka, with love, and once what happened, in his vicinity there was a very learned Brahmin who was adept in Shastras and all the Dharma Shastras, the rules of puja, rituals, the Vedas, all this knowledge. And his name was Mr. Bhatt, and he was giving all these talks. But all the people used to throng to Tukaram, Sant Tukaram, because he used to sing such amazing bhajans full of devotion. So everybody used to run to him, and Mr. Bhatt got a little restless. He said, "What is this? I am so learned. I am a Brahmin who has only spent my life learning knowledge and philosophy, but everyone is going to this Abhang singer." So he called Tuka. He said, "Tuka, come here. What are you singing? Have you studied all these scriptures?" Tukaram said, No, I just blissfully write some poems and I sing them, and I feel so good, and everybody feels so good. Then Mr. Bhatt said, "What? This is criminal. How dare you? You are preaching things without having any knowledge. Horrible, horrible. You are doing a criminal offense. I think you should throw all this poetry and abhangs. You have no right to propagate and preach all this when you have only not studied the scriptures." Tukaram was suddenly in doubt. He suddenly thought, "Oh my God, maybe this Brahmin learned saint is right. I am not at all learned to tell people to listen about devotion." So he got very restless. He went home. He tied all his notebooks and poems in a silk cloth, and he went to the river close by. He was sitting under a tree near the river Indrani, and he was holding his precious poetry all tied in silk cloth, and was crying tears and saying, "Panduranga, Panduranga, this is the only wealth I have. This is all I have. This is my Vithala. This is all my love for him. But maybe what the priest is saying is right." So with a very, very heavy heart, with so much tears, he threw it away in the river to flow. And he was crying and saying Panduranga. Even while crying, he is calling Vitthala's name. And he went home so somber. And the next day, when the head priest of the Pandharpur temple opened, the temple sanctum where Vithala sits like this, on top of Vitthala's head, there was a potli. What potli was it? It was a wet silk potli with books of notes of all of Tukaram's bhajans and abhangs. And the priest called Tuka and gave the potli to him. And Tukaram realized, oh my God, this miracle has happened because Vithala has accepted all my way of devotion to him. So Tukaram was finally satisfied, and after that his abhangs became so popular and they got known as Vaishnava Veda. They were given the the value that is given to a Veda. So beautiful, isn't it?